You couldn't resist and you ate the pudding and chocolate and now you feel guilty. Did you know that there are substances that make it harder for sugar to be absorbed and because of that reduce the impact and damage that sugar does to the body? Hello family, welcome to another video here on our channel. A lot of people have trouble resisting sweets or desserts, and there are people who can't have them, either because they're diabetic or because they're overweight. When that happens, when you give in, here are 4 substances that reduce the absorption of the sugar and reduce the impact of glucose on your body. This video deserves your like, deserves your thumbs up. Also, don't forget to share it with other people, especially with that person who can't resist a dessert and answer me. Are you a sweet tooth? Can't resist a little treat? Did you know about this trick to reduce the impact of sugar? Resisting sugar is very difficult for a lot of people. Besides, there are events like parties and trips where it's practically impossible. And from time to time, you should allow yourself as well. So for those moments, use this technique that I'm going to teach you here. So if you notice you're about to eat a dessert, or if you're on a trip or at a party, drink apple cider vinegar beforehand. That's right, apple cider vinegar has a very interesting effect. It blocks 4 enzymes: amylase, maltase, lactase, and sucrase. These enzymes are responsible for breaking down the sugar in foods into smaller molecules, which allows our intestines to absorb them. When these enzymes are blocked, this breakdown doesn't happen, and therefore absorption is greatly reduced. So you still consume sugar, you consume carbohydrates, but absorption is impaired. You end up eliminating a large part of that sugar. So apple cider vinegar is very interesting, but you need to take it before consuming carbohydrates. Attention, do not take apple cider vinegar alone. It's an acid. This acid damages the enamel of your teeth, so you should dilute a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in at least 200 milliliters of water. That way, you won't have to worry about the acid damaging your teeth. Another thing, cinnamon. Yes, cinnamon is also very interesting, especially for those who are diabetic. Those who are diabetic should consume not only apple cider vinegar, but also cinnamon. The coumarins in cinnamon improve insulin sensitivity. When we eat a food that has a lot of carbohydrates, a lot of sugar, the problem isn't really the amount of sugar, but the insulin spike. When we eat any food, our insulin is produced. When we eat food with a high glycemic index, in other words, it has a lot of sugar, there's an insulin spike, a large amount of insulin all at once. These insulin spikes lead to insulin resistance, which over the years develops into diabetes. Not to mention that insulin has only one command, right? To store sugar as fat so you gain weight. So, since cinnamon improves insulin sensitivity, it enhances insulin's action in the cell, and less insulin needs to be produced to get that carbohydrate into the cell. So, cinnamon is very interesting. So, the coumarins found in cinnamon have this effect, but pay attention, we basically have 2 types of cinnamon here in Brazil. The fake cinnamon, which is cinnamon cassia, and the true cinnamon, which is Ceylon cinnamon, which is cinnamon verum. Ceylon cinnamon is even more interesting because it's richer in these active compounds. Third substance, phaseolamin. Phaseolamin is extracted from white beans. Phaseolamin inhibits alpha amylase. And what does alpha amylase do? It is an enzyme that breaks down starch into small pieces of glucose for our intestines to absorb. If it is inhibited, less breakdown will occur and less will be absorbed. It's very interesting to use phaseolamin. You can find it in compounding pharmacies, in capsule form, okay? Phaseolamin capsules. I think it's on my supplement list, I'm not sure, but you can check it. I think it's there, and the dosage as well. So, it's very interesting if you start using phaseolamin, especially if you're going to eat flour-based desserts, okay? So, it inhibits the alpha amylase and will decrease the absorption of carbohydrates. And finally, okay, chromium picolinate. Chromium picolinate, besides promoting insulin sensitivity, improving this sensitivity, just like cinnamon, It also helps with that craving for sweets. So, people who take chromium picolinate, don't we all know that one person who's a real sweet tooth and can't resist and live without sugar? That's right. When you use chromium picolinate, that craving, that desire for sweets decreases. So you end up not over-exaggerating, right? There are people who start eating dessert and want to eat a ton right away. So chromium picolinate is very useful in these cases. Attention, I'll tell you the most important thing now. These 4 elements are not a license for you to eat like there's no tomorrow, okay? These substances improve insulin sensitivity and make it harder for your body to absorb carbohydrates, but they don't inhibit it. So there's no point in you consuming these products and eat a bunch of chocolates. It'll make you gain weight and worsen your diabetes. As I always say, my friends, always resist sugar. Sugar is not a good food. Sugar causes inflammation, and it doesn't bring anything positive for you. These items I brought for you here today are for that one moment, for an exception, okay? It's not so you can keep consuming sugar every day. As I said, it won't bring any benefit to your health. My friends, my website is www.moacir.com.br. You can find all my supplement list that includes all the supplements and brands I use and recommend, along with the best options and dosages. My courses and other social media are there as well. Don't forget to visit my website. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? It doesn't cost a thing. It's free. Just click on subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell and don't forget to select all. My friends, I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to share this video with that one person who has a real sweet tooth, who can't resist sugar. They will really benefit from this information. And I'll be waiting for you all in our next chat, everyone. See you then.